As food prices rise once again, I'm taking a look at the impact as gas prices surge too.
TSA agents at the Indianapolis International Airport are without pay as the partial government shutdown continues. The impact on the airport and flyers leaving for spring break.
As the NCAA tournament tips off, the city is already getting preparations underway to host the Final Four. Hear from city leaders about what they're doing and what you should expect in the coming weeks.
Connecting our communities with stories that matter. This is WRTV.
Welcome into WRTV News at 6. I'm Nicole Griffin. New data shows food prices are jumping in price, and experts say relief may not be in sight anytime soon. WRTV's Naja Woods is digging into these new numbers to find out how the conflict in Iran is impacting what you pay at the store. Now, this comes as gas prices continue to surge higher as well.
If you go to the grocery store, you may have noticed you're spending more. That's because prices are rising and Hoosiers are feeling the impact.
Everything's going up.
It is $50, $60, sometimes $80 to $90 just for 5 or 6 things.
Food prices rose about 2.4% from January to February, led by a surge in vegetable prices, which rose about 50%, and fruit prices that rose about 10%.
It tends to be pretty volatile, but it was definitely higher than anticipated.
The numbers come from a report released Wednesday by the U.S. Department of Labor. It also shows the latest producer price index, which measures inflation before it hits consumers.
The numbers that have come out have shown that prices are continuing to increase.
The jump in food prices happened before the attack on Iran, but Kyle Anderson, an economist at IU, says this comes as surging gas prices are directly tied to the conflict.
It's really going to impact pretty much all goods across the board.
What does this mean for Hoosiers when it comes to affordability? We're already seeing higher prices at the pump and in the grocery store.
Rising prices aren't always that bad as long as sort of wages and jobs are keeping up. What is really troubling to me is seeing a little bit weaker job growth. Wages aren't exactly rising.
For retirees like Miss Annie, the crunch is already here.
Everything has gone up so much. And then when you fix income, stay the same. Everything is tough.
With watching the prices go up, it's definitely hurting, the bank at home, keeping you from going out doing things.
And Anderson says it could be a while before prices go back down.
We had a period where inflation was mostly under control, but now we're seeing some strains in the system. Prices aren't going down, they're probably heading up.
Naja Woods, WRTV.
Economists say the sharp increase was mostly driven by food prices. The producer price index inflation rate is now 3.4%, the most it's been since last February. Skyrocketing fuel prices are also impacting travel as Hoosiers leave for spring break. The national average has reached over $3.88 a gallon. That's according to AAA. That is the highest they've reached since October of 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. And here in Indiana, the average price per gallon is $3.83, up over 30 cents from the average just 1 week ago. TSA employees are stretched thin as they continue to work without pay, and travelers are seeing delays and cancellations. WRTV's Annabelle Kinney gives us an inside look at the challenges TSA workers are facing at Indy's airport.
The fact that they're still showing up to work without a paycheck really says a lot about the TSA agents.
TSA workers screen thousands of passengers every day, but across the country, agents face the pressure of financial uncertainty.
People are having to worry about, can I make my car payment? Do I have enough gas to get to work? How am I going to feed my kids?
Kevin Smith is president of the union representing TSA agents statewide. His workers haven't cashed a check in more than a month.
That's when things start to get a little dicey. Morale starts to drop more. The stress increases. It's not like we're not under enough stress the way it is with our jobs, keeping the traveling public safe.
Smith points out his members worked through a lengthy government shutdown late last year.
People are just starting to get their loans paid back that they had to take out from the last time around and things of that nature. And so that's the biggest fear and the biggest stressor on all the officers right now is, when are we going to get paid?
If you check your bags and are headed to the gate, the next stop is the TSA checkpoint. Travelers tell me they've noticed TSA workers are under a lot of pressure, but many have stepped in to help.
I really appreciate the community coming together to make sure that the TSA workers are taken care of.
Some have donated gift cards and gas cards. Restaurants have also donated meals.
They have to pay for gas or childcare and just have other economic responsibilities.
If you would like to donate, you can find out how in the stories article on our website. In Indianapolis, Annabelle Kinney, WRTV.
Smaller airports are especially feeling the strain on TSA employees. The South Bend Airport is asking for donations for its workers continuing to show up even without pay. The most essential items are gas cards and toiletries, and if you are flying out of the smaller airports, items can be dropped off at the office there daily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. All right, spring begins finally tomorrow, and the temperatures today even feel like it out there. WRTV Chief Meteorologist Todd Clausen is here. Todd, for anyone staying home for spring break, they're going to like your forecast.
You know, they're going to love the forecast, especially after last weekend. And, you know, Sunday we did get up into the 70s before that cold front came through with the round of storms. But we're talking 70s once again for Friday, Saturday, and also Sunday. In fact, some of you on Sunday will get all the way up to 80 degrees. Here's a beautiful shot as we look north past the War Memorial, past the Central Library, and into the north side of Indy. There's not a cloud in the sky now this evening, and your temperature's up to 71 in Indianapolis. That's the warmest we've been throughout the day. We're at 72 in Bloomington, 71 in Lafayette, upper 60s as you work your way from Kokomo over to the Muncie area. Those temperatures probably have kind of capped themselves here for the day. They'll start to slowly fall here this evening, but it's going to be a beautiful evening for us with partly cloudy skies. Eventually late tonight we'll start to see a little more in the way of clouds increase, but look at your temperatures overnight tonight. We only fall back down to right around 50 degrees for your overnight low. Compare that to this morning when we got down into the 30s. The warmer start equals a warmer finish for us with partly cloudy skies. Highs anywhere from about 72 to 76 degrees as we end the work week.
Well, we are now just a little more than 2 weeks away until Indianapolis hosts another Final Four, and downtown Indy is getting ready for the big event. WRTV's Casey Zanowick shows us what's happening all around the city ahead of the last 3 games of the college basketball season.
The NCAA tournament tipped off this week, and the road to the Final Four is going to end right here at Lucas Oil Stadium. And the city is already preparing to host a weekend they say will bring a ton of fans, fun, and a whole lot of basketball.
This city hosts events better than anybody else.
You're going to see everything just really take over the city as much as possible.
Signs are going up, and streets are shutting down as Indianapolis gets ready to become a Final Four host for the 9th time.
This isn't just about college basketball. This is really about shining that national spotlight.
Dan Goliath with Indiana Sports Corps says they're expecting at least 70,000 fans to make their way to the city.
This is a huge event. It's not only the games that are happening on the court and who's going to be cutting down the nets, but it's really going to be about all the activations around this as much as possible.
One area expected to be well traveled is Georgia Street. It will serve as a connector between FanFest at the Convention Center and the D2, D3, and NIT championships at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
I think the NCAA and their sponsors have put together a weekend for people to enjoy what's going on.
While construction is still underway, it is expected to be open in time for all the games.
When you talk to the fans, and they're the important people here, they love it. They can park their car and not touch their car for 4 or 5 days and just walk around the city, absorb everything that the city can offer, and all the while they're seeing tremendous athletic competition.
Construction is also starting near the American Legion Mall. That's where the free March Madness Music Festival will take place.
So we're really expecting fans to come down here and really be a part of this starting on Thursday all the way through the national championship game on Monday.
People may not have a ticket to the Final Four, but they can still come down and enjoy the concerts, enjoy the festivals, enjoy the atmosphere.
IMPD says the closures on North Street from Meridian to Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania Street from St. Clair to Michigan will be in effect through April 19th. In Indianapolis, I'm Casey Zanowick, WRTV.
There will be several other road closures in effect during Final Four weekend, and that includes parts of South Street and Capitol Avenue near Lucas Oil Stadium and Pennsylvania and Meridian near American Legion Mall. DPW picking up trash today on Shelby Street on the south side. This comes after residents say it was not picked up here for 2 weeks. Along Shelby Street between County Line Road and Stop 11 Road, trash cans lined up along the side of the road waiting to be taken out. A resident we talked to says they contacted the Mayor's Action Center and was told the issue would be resolved within 24 to 72 hours. That was last Wednesday, and the trash was finally collected this morning. The town of Plainfield is investing in public safety by building a brand new fire station to coincide with the town's growth. This afternoon, community leaders broke ground on the new fire station at Fire Station 124 at the southeast corner of Quaker Boulevard and East County Road 750 South. The facility will be over 23,000 square feet, featuring 4 bays, 4 fire trucks, and a modern design. Officials say the station's proximity to I-70 will help improve response times for Plainfield's growing southern corridor.
Our firefighters and paramedics respond to more calls every year. Everything from medical emergencies to structure fires to serious accidents. This additional station will balance the workload, keep more units available, and ensures reliable coverage across town, even when we have multiple incidents at the same time.
Plainfield Fire Territory says they provide 24-hour coverage for the community and respond to more than 8,000 incidents every year. Still ahead on WRTV, I'm taking you inside a new multi-million-dollar renovation at an East Side hotel. Why leaders hope it will bring in more business and help the community.
Are the Boilermakers the best team in the country? They looked like it last week. They'll tip off their NCAA tournament Friday here in St. Louis. I'm Brad Brown with the Boilers. We're going to look at Thursday's practice session at the NCAA tournament.
Your normal high this time of year is 53 degrees. Obviously, we were well below that as we started this week. Now we're going well above that as we enter the weekend as June-like warmth builds in, but it's not going to stick around forever. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team Forecast.
Service today.
You're watching WRTV, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. Tonight we are getting a tour of a new multi-million-dollar investment on Indy's east side, the Indianapolis Marriott Hotel East. Take a look at this. Leaders tell me they hope the revitalization will bring in big events and with them visitors and businesses and dollars that ripple all throughout the community. Walking through the newly renovated Indianapolis Marriott East with General Manager Timothy Wagner, he reflected on the hotel's more than 50-year history in the city.
As Indianapolis has grown, so have we.
On Thursday, hotel leaders cut the ribbon after a $25 million interior renovation.
All right, welcome to one of our new guest rooms.
This investment will have a ripple effect that will impact businesses and families, parks and roads all across this part of town.
We've got connectivity stations in the TV.
The hotel revitalization includes upgrades to rooms, meeting and dining spaces, as well as a new pool and fitness center.
What do you want the community to know when we tell this story? They may think, okay, a hotel renovation, why should I care about that?
It has low barrier to accessing good jobs, and the jobs can go all the way to the top.
All of our employees are from the area, so we're taking care of our own backyard.
Down the street from the hotel,
We take the ladies' bags out.
Cowherd's Meat Market just opened in August, and there was a reason they chose East 21st Street.
Food desert. People around here needed some help, so we kind of stepped in to try to help.
This side of town needs, a lot of improvements. I'm like, why not come in here and patronize a small business?
That'll get you to it.
Eric Wood of Cowherd's was invited as a local business leader to get a first look at the hotel's transformation.
Stayed there before, so the improvements are great.
Team meetings for sports groups. Or
Hotel
business.
leaders say they already host around 250 events a year, everything from high school banquets and family reunions to major business conventions.
You name it, we can do it on the east side.
Wood hopes the upgrades bring even more conventions and more visitors to his east side community.
It just helped bring money flow into this community, which is needed.
The hotel's GM says aside from the convention center downtown, Marriott East has the second largest convention space in Indianapolis. Their goal is to break more into the wedding market with these new upgrades. AI videos are taking over social media, but how do you know what is real and what is fake? Experts warn that we can't just trust everything we see online. Artificially generated content shows up in all forms, from parody videos to even war propaganda. And as the technology develops, the content online becomes more sophisticated and convincing. Despite AI's rapid evolution, a professor at Drexel University says his lab has found a way to detect it.
Generative AI creates an image or your camera. There's processing that happens inside that algorithm or inside that device that leaves behind minute traces that our eyes can't see, but we can mathematically characterize.
Experts say the best way to avoid being duped online is to just get your information from trusted sources like news organizations or official websites rather than social media. Todd?
Just 2 days ago, we were talking about temperatures in the mid-20s. It was a really cold St. Patrick's Day for us, and here we are today with high temperatures back into the 70s. So it was just a quick, unwelcome shot of colder air that came in, and we kind of turned the tides now going forward into the weekend. That's the good news. 73 was your high today in Bloomington, 71 in Indy, got up to 68 in Kokomo, and temperatures today are running anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees warmer than yesterday. When I showed you this map on Monday, we had a negative sign in front of some 40-degree temperatures. So it's been a topsy-turvy week as far as temperatures seesawing back and forth, but we're finally on the mild side of things here going forward, not only today, but into your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Live look in Hamilton County across Morse Reservoir, where you see plenty of sunshine. Nice calm day. The flag is not even moving there on the dock. And here's another look in the southern portions of central Indiana. This is in Bloomington across campus, and you can see there's not a cloud in the sky in Bloomington as well. 72 down there in Monroe County, 70s the current temperature in Greencastle, and 71 in Indianapolis. There's some big time heat across the west. In fact, Phoenix today was the warmest it's ever been, triple digit heat this early in the season, and the 80s are spreading all the way into Kansas City, and that warmth will continue to head eastward. And then there's Boston, that's at 38 degrees. They still holding on to the chilly air that we had earlier in the week. Skies are mainly clear. There'll be a little bit of cloud cover coming in overnight tonight, but nothing major. Your low temperatures will be in the 40s for the most part, a real mild start to our Friday, and then high temperatures tomorrow will be topping off in the lower 70s here in Logansport, as well as Marion at 72, 75 in Lafayette, 77 Rockville, 76 in Indy tomorrow, 73 in Connorsville, and then upper 70s as well here across our southern tier of counties, 76 Bloomington as well as Seymour. Now let's fast forward into Saturday morning. There is a front that comes through. It comes through dry, but it's a cold front. So Saturday morning starts a little bit on the cooler side, and then temperatures do rebound back up to right around 70 to 75 degrees across the area. Still nice and mild, just a touch cooler during the day on Saturday compared to Friday. But then we head into Sunday, and look at this. We get the surge of 80s coming right here into central Indiana. Late Sunday, there'll be the chance of a few showers moving through, but it's after sunset, so you can enjoy that warmth from start to finish throughout the daylight hours on Sunday. A little cooler but seasonable Monday and Tuesday, but then back up into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday.
St. Louis, it's a baseball city. It's a hockey city as well. Back in the day, it was a basketball city, the St. Louis Spirits of the old ABA. But the hoops this weekend, it's March Madness in the first round of the NCAA tournament, including the number 2 seed, Purdue Boilermakers, starting their tourney trail. If you are a fan or a follower of the Boilermakers, you have to be thinking that last week's showing at the Big Ten Tournament of Chicago is very much more like what we expected at the start of the season, with this team ranked number 1 in the preseason poll. It was not looking like that when they were the number 7 seed in the Big Ten Tournament, but a number 2 seed now in the West Regional, starting here in St. Louis, and their first round game coming up here on Friday night. It's been quite the ride for the core of Purdue's senior class. Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman-Wren. They will finish with the most games played in Purdue history. A long list of school records to go with that, and Smith will become the all-time college basketball assist leader on Friday. Remember, though, as freshmen, they were knocked out by a number 16 seed. The year after that, they went to the Final Four. Bottom line, it feels like the Boilermakers may be built for anything that comes at them on this tourney trail.
Having what we have at Purdue in the 4 years that we've been here is really special. I think we've had maybe 4 transfers in my 4 years that we've had, and I think that's pretty special, and not a lot of teams ever have that. So that's one of the things, and I think Coach Paint just does an unbelievable job. He's put a lot of trust definitely in us too.
You know, this is what it's about. We're always thinking about ways to improve for this time. And obviously we've had success, but we've also had failure. And that's what you want to keep doing. You want to keep putting yourself in great positions, and then obviously playing well.
What about their opponent, Queens University from Charlotte, North Carolina, making their big dance debut after a 4-year transition from Division II. The A-Sun Conference tourney champ after finishing 3rd in their regular season. They have 6 players averaging 10 or more points per game, and the Royals are ready to run, and they're ready to make some history of their own on Friday.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, you know. I feel like our team is very good at separating when we need to be serious and when we can enjoy the moment. And I feel like if you know our team, then we've been enjoying the moment pretty well. Before we even came to March Madness, we've been enjoying the moment. We've had a week off, and we've really just been letting it sink in because this is a really special moment, and we'll never forget that.
All the talk is about the brackets. Well, how about this one? What's up, Doc? Bugs Bunny has Purdue. March Madness social media accounts with a long list of celebrity picks. Bugs has the Boilers, along with Iowa State in the Final Four and Purdue over Duke in the title game. If the Boilermakers advance to Sunday's second round, it would be Miami or Missouri as their opponent. Could be a big crowd of Mizzou fans here with just a short drive from their campus in Columbia. But we're expecting a big crowd of gold and black here to support the Boilers when they tip it off here on Friday night. Time for a break. The news at 6 continues on WRTV after this.
WRTV.
Well, spring officially arrives on the calendar tomorrow, and it's going to feel like it, even warmer than today as we get up to 75 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. Saturday still mild at 71. Sunday 78 in the city, but many of you south and west of Indy will be all the way up into the 80s. The daytime hours on Sunday are completely dry. Some showers and maybe a thunderstorm, non-severe Sunday night into Monday. Then a little bit cooler and cold Monday and Tuesday, but those temperatures are actually seasonable for this time of year.
All right, just looking forward to the weekend. Thank you, Todd, and thanks so much for being here with us. World News Tonight's up next. Have a great evening.